Putin's blunt warning has sent shockwaves through the international community. Any Western troops stationed in Ukraine as part of a post-war security arrangement would be considered legitimate targets by Russian forces, the Kremlin leader has declared. This explosive statement, made at the Eastern Economic Forum in Vladivostok, directly challenges a recent agreement by 26 nations, including France, Britain, and others, to deploy a multinational force in Ukraine if peace talks brokered by Donald Trump succeed. But here's where it gets controversial. Does labeling foreign troops as targets violate international norms, or is it a calculated move to deter Western overreach? Let's unpack the stakes. The so-called coalition of the willing, a term coined by European leaders to describe the new alliance, aims to counter Russian aggression by maintaining a visible military presence in Ukraine after a potential ceasefire. However, the plan hinges on U.S. participation, which remains shrouded in uncertainty. President Trump has ruled out sending ground troops, but hinted at alternative support like air power. This ambiguity raises a critical question. Can a security guarantee function without the full backing of Washington, the linchpin of Western defense commitments? And this is the part most people miss. The Paris summit's proposal clashes directly with the 2022 Istanbul agreements, where Ukraine was offered security assurances in exchange for renouncing NATO membership and adopting a neutral status. Now, instead of neutrality, Kyiv's allies are pushing for a foreign military footprint, a move Moscow deems an existential threat. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov doubled down on this stance, calling the Paris proposal definitely not acceptable, and framing it as a provocation. Any foreign forces near our border would be seen as a direct threat, he warned. Putin echoed this, arguing that Ukraine's ties to the West are the root causes of the conflict. Yet critics argue this narrative ignores Russia's 2014 annexation of Crimea and its subsequent invasion in 2022. Actions that destabilized the region long before Kyiv sought closer NATO ties. So, who's in the right? Is the war truly about Ukraine's NATO ambitions, or is it about Russian territorial greed? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Adding fuel to the fire, the Paris summit, led by French President Macron, was itself a political gambit. With Trump engaging directly with Putin and China, Macron's push for European autonomy from U.S. strategy has become a high-stakes experiment. But can Europe realistically fill the gap left by Washington's unpredictable leadership? The answer may lie in how quickly Trump and Putin agree on next steps. As Peskov noted, no one has discussed this with us at a serious level yet, a veiled dig at the West's lack of diplomatic engagement with Moscow. Meanwhile, Ukraine and its allies cite a litany of Russian violations, from supporting separatists in 2014 to recent strikes on Kyiv, as justification for the new security plan. The road to peace, it seems, is paved with competing narratives, and the world is watching to see which will prevail.